7. News for you. Introducing the main host, Trey Watch.
Trey Watch.
Channel 7. LowDown Scoop News.
In today's news, an addiction called Overwatch. Overwatch is a hero first-person shooter game that was released in 2016, with Overwatch 2 coming out in 2022. And with the series Overwatch being Blizzard's biggest gaming series yet, it makes sense that they've grown a vastly and still growing fanbase to this day. But with a look into the addiction called Overwatch, I will hand it over to my co-host, Trey Watch. Thank you, Trey Watch.
Why, yes. The thing with Overwatch and this new addiction is that nobody's really paying attention to it. It's kind of like a meme, a joke within the community, but as I look further into it, it's quite serious. And so, as you know, one of the best ways to look into something is to find one of the best people in that field. And that's why, after a long, hard time of searching the internet, finding the best players available, I found the top 500 best Sojourn in the world. Watch Trey, aka his real name, Percival Cornelius. Now, before I let you meet Percival, one thing I have to tell you about him was he was very hard to find. I mean, he was a tough booger. Look, trying to find him online was one of the hardest things I could ever do. I mean, it's very hard to find one of the greatest players in the world when their name doesn't even exist. He had to delete his account because he's so good. That's why when I was able to get in contact with him, we couldn't miss it. And ladies and gentlemen, here's Percival. Now, when we agreed to meet for the interview at the park, I didn't expect him to arrive earlier than me. Also, really enough, he had a notebook out, and he was writing down ways he could win a match on Playground if it was ever brought into Overwatch. A true genius. So, Mr. Watch Trey, there's a lot of people wondering, including myself, how'd you get into Overwatch, and how did this addiction all start?
Thanks for having me here. I guess I'll take one of these. With addiction, started a little while after Overwatch 1 happened. Overwatch 1 was amazing. I just couldn't get enough of it. It was just beautiful. You ever played it? I'm guessing not, because you're interviewing me, the greatest. You know, you had to be there to experience double shield. It was it was a thing.
Wait a second. You said the 2 shield meta is the reason why you started to become addicted to Overwatch? Would you like to elaborate on that, sir?
Oh yeah, don't worry. So the main thing was it was double shield. You had to knock one down. There was another one. By the time you knocked the second one down, the first one got up. It was just a non-stop cycle of shields. You couldn't break past it. It was it was amazing. You had to think to get past it. Man, the whole days was it was so fun. That was my main thing. You know, Symmetra was a support. Torb used to give actual armor. Bastion, he had a front-facing shield. Do you remember that? You don't. You never played. Man, Junkrat was my mate until my baby Sojourn came out. It's amazing.
Oh, right. So we were wondering if you were able to give us a little sneak peek into your life of Overwatch and how it affects your daily life.
I just don't want to do that.
No?
Yeah, let's hit that.
Right, thank you. All right, let's go to it. Well, see, now we're at Watch Trey's place. It's definitely familiar. Hold on. Is this our studio? It is. Okay. I just want to make sure. But let's see what he goes through his normal day.
Well, sure. One of the main things for me is I just wake up. That's probably one of the biggest things I ever do. You know, not a lot of people like waking up. It's they wake up sore, loser attitude. I wake up thinking about winning, conquering in the Roman Empire. Every day, that's what I think about. Overwatch. That's probably the first thought before I even wake up. That's actually what I dream about. I run scrims in my dreams. That's how dedicated I am to Overwatch. Do I hate the game? Yes, I do, but I love it at the same time. The next thing I do is actually I log on into Overwatch. I hop on, I play a match. I have to play a match before I do anything. I can't wash, hygiene. What even is that? Hygiene is after Overwatch, okay? That's the first thing you have to know. And then after Overwatch game, sure I may clean myself, often. I may do, hygienic things, may go outside, but I have to play some Overwatch.
Well, that's a lie. We held an interview with Watch Trey's roommate. Here's what he had to say.
What did he say? Oh yeah, that's a lie. He hasn't washed himself in years. He still has fungus growing on his feet. No, I promise it's the truth. I live with him. Well, he probably doesn't know me because he's in his room all day. The only time I see him is through the CCTV cameras. When he's out at night taking food from the kitchen. Well, one thing that I know about him is that before Overwatch, he had a clean room. But after, it was just a mess. A horrible mess. His Overwatch addiction has overcome him. He hasn't seen sunlight in years. That's why he met up with you during night. I think he's a vampire now. I don't know what to say, but he needs help.
Now let's cut back to his interview.
And then later in my day, I play Overwatch again. I play Overwatch before I go to sleep. And then after I go to sleep, I bring my trusty notebook with me so when I dream, I can coach a team in my dreams. Yeah, there's a coaching lead. It's called, I actually can't tell you. It's Informant if I tell you.
Well, I was wondering, could I take a seat? Looks like there's a lot of stuff
Oh,
in my
yeah,
way. Is that all
you
right?
can,
Thank you.
just move on the seat. Thank you. But one thing I would like to tell you, uh, interviewer, Mr. Trey Watch, sir, been watching your content for a while. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you. Thank you, yeah. I know you need to clap. Oh, Lord. But one thing I will say to you, and thank you for having me here, Trey Watch. Sir, I know you needed to clap. Don't worry, I got you. But one thing I will say about this Overwatch thing is, once you get in, you might not be able to get out. It's a slippery tunnel. Some people have gotten out. They've seen freedom. And there's others like me. I've tried, my experience. I've tried to get out, but I couldn't do it. And that's when I hop fully in. I put on a full suit and I immerse myself into the Overwatch life. That's what you should do. If you ever get in here, don't try to leave. You are Overwatch now, okay? That's who you are. All right. You are, yes, you are Overwatch.
And, sir, I just wanted to clarify that you have nobody that lives here that could credit the things that you say.
No, I live by myself.
Just want to make this.
Yeah, I live by myself.
Okay, so you live alone. That's what I'm
Yeah, I
guessing.
live alone. Keep asking me the same thing. I'm telling you.
All
So,
right, I
anywho,
just
back to
had to make
Overwatch.
sure. Sir, I just want to let you know that we actually talked to your roommate. Yeah, you have a roommate. He lives here. You just don't notice him because all you do is play Overwatch. But besides that, and also he finances the place for you. I think you're actually just a squatter. But on the sense of Overwatch and your addiction, I've done a study of my own, and I've talked to people that know you, relatives of yours, and they said that with Overwatch 2, the release of Overwatch 2, your addiction actually started off better. You were out, you actually lived life, but now you're back into it. What what drew you back into Overwatch?
Well, for one thing, Overwatch 2 was very different from Overwatch 1 when it first came out. I mean, Overwatch 1 had 6v6 interactions that were cool on Namora, 2CP. Overwatch 2 had none of that. I missed all of it, the toxicityness of it, and it was just gone. You couldn't enter into a match. There was no point of playing it. Overwatch 2 first came out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to live life. I think this is the time where I can get out of that slippery slope, but ever so slightly, I caught wind of it, the icon on my desktop. And when I noticed it, it started calling out to me. Day by day, I would be in my room and it would call out to me. And so I said, yeah, it's time to hop back on.
To look further into something, you can look at everybody else, get all the
You for
sources
anything
you
else?
want, but to truly understand where something comes from,
Okay. No.
you yourself have to
You gotta
experience it.
pay attention to me anymore?
That's
Cool.
why
Nope.
I did a little deep dive into
Just
Overwatch
leave out
myself,
then?
and it's quite addicting.
Cool. I'll just leave out.
And something that I've noticed
I'll
is
just
within the
leave my own
community,
room.
a
Slash
lot of people
vestibule.
necessarily don't
Hilarious.
like the game Overwatch, but yet they
It's my
still
version
wake up
old.
and play it every day or even every week. And I asked myself and people in the community, how do you feel about the game? Some said, others said, and what do I say? I say I absolutely hate and love the game. I can't get away from it, but I want to get away from it. It's a love-hate relationship. I haven't seen sunlight in 3 years. And something else to touch on this addiction called Overwatch is the community. Now, I looked deep and far into the community to see what changes I could see, what things inspiring more people to come to this game, to this addiction fest. And I realized the content creation has went up exponentially, it has skyrocketed from normal. And where are y'all? Oh, and with this new content creation thing, I realized that it's just too easy. With all the changes that happen to Overwatch, the people that come into Overwatch in the community who are very vocal about their opinions, the higher rank you get, it's just easy. Because think about it like this, right? Overwatch has been around for quite a minute. And if you've been here for Overwatch 1, you've been watching your favorite content creators go crazy. Esports, now that's gone, sadly. You've seen all the legendary moments come in and out, new creators being born and becoming one of the top creators in their field. Chance. Yeah, I know I just talked a lot for just me and for this. Yeah. Chance is a really huge point for content creation. I mean, right now, right? You're watching the news, LowDown Scoop News, content creator, man. Chance. I don't know what that meant. Now, chance can mean a lot of things. It could mean, let's say, meeting your favorite content creator in a video game, being a part of one of their custom games, being in one of their lobbies, becoming friends with them, creating content with them, or doing your own thing. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Or that could mean, just becoming something new, being out there, launching yourself, becoming one of the great gamers and posting your clips online, and that's the way you make it. Chance. There's a lot of chance. There's a lot of game modes. There's a lot of people playing the game. There's a lot of talk on the game. There's a lot of focus on the game, which draws a lot of people in. Now, was I dragged in by chance? Yes, I was. I won't lie to you. That's how this whole entire thing came together. I mean, you have to think about it like this, right? A lot of focus, a lot of eyes. Nowadays, everybody wants to be somebody. You want to be the new streamer, the new content creator, the new YouTuber, the new blogger. Do people still blog? I remember Dog with the blog. I just don't remember. Sorry. Everybody wants to be something new, something different. Or you just want to be that one guy who gets off work and you have 7 kids at home. You worked 98 hours this week, and you say, man, I just want to play a calm, relaxing game where I can take my mind off. You play something like Sims, or you say, man, I'm too addicted to stress. Let me hop on some Overwatch. See, that's also a reason at this point. Yeah, I didn't work 90 hours, but I feel so bad for that guy. But all in all, one of the big things is that, well, Overwatch is probably here to stay. I wouldn't be surprised if they released an Overwatch 3, probably let's just say 2030, right? Overwatch 3. The PvP mode, people stuck around for that, and when their hopes just dropped, they had no reason to be on the game. The numbers plummeted, and boom, what'd you have? Yeah, I mean, nobody had hope in the game. But people still played. And another reason why I say content creators so much is because Blizzard, yes, Blizzard, Overwatch, the series, they've been a backpack to content creators for a good portion of the series life. Originally, Overwatch was supposed to be a whole nother game. Then it turned into this game now. And with all the changes and whatnot, Symmetra turns into support, just different changes, right? Some people liked them, some people didn't. Content creators has always been there, always been funny, always been amazing, no matter really who you look at. So when you have all the funness of that, even the creators who show the deep dark side of the Overwatch community, they still make it hilarious, funny, entertaining, which makes people want to play the game to experience these moments, to have the moments of their own with their own group or by themselves with randoms. And that's why Overwatch is addicting. Now, what I will say as a PSA is go outside, have fun, live life, do everything differently. Yeah, do everything differently. But in all actuality, kids, Overwatch is a pretty great game. And just watch how long you play it. Watch the amount of times you play it. If you have the urge to keep playing it nonstop, get off. Get off and do something else. Okay? Seems like my people are calling me. Oh, yes. Right. Over to you guys in the booth.
Thank you. Thank you for the coverage, Troy Watch. And this was LowDown Scoop with your anchor, Troy Watch. We'll see you guys another day. And remember to have a good morning tomorrow. Deuces.